Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Conan Exiles. Got some shiny new war paint. It's looking amazing. Actually, I hate it. Once again, I hate the color. I think the design's kind of but it's okay. It's going to do us really, really well. Been farming my butt off. I have seriously been farming my butt off for preparations of the purge, preparations for war. If you haven't heard, we're at war. And so I really needed to get a better base than this. I seriously do. This thing is not defensible at all. It's on the freaking ocean, or river, or whatever you want to call it. There's no place. I guess I could put a tower up, and then I would have to wall this off. That looks terrible. People would come up top, destroy me, just drop down, rain fire out of the sky. Absolutely not. I'm not dealing with that. They could technically just put trebuchet right there if they wanted to. Just shoot it over the water. I would be done. Completely done. And then I would only have the outpost, and then that would be horrible. So, I really need to move. Now, I was thinking about possibly building up top here. And let me kind of show you on the map why. So we've got a ton of iron right in here. We've got a ton of plant fiber. We can get some aloe stuff down here. We can get some demon blood down here. The crystal cave is something that's really far away. I don't honestly remember if there's any other way that we can get some crystals, but that's okay because they're not that important and I can gather as much as I want. Then just come back, do that very little in comparison to the other resources I need. There's plenty of stone around here. There's plenty of trees, especially this way. And there's plenty of trees this way, and there's plenty of trees on my little island. So I don't have to worry about that. Brimstone are up in these spider caves over here. We can get some thralls at the black, what is this? The Black Galleon? Yeah, we get it at the Black Galleon. There's a whole bunch of things that we can get. We can get some fur from the gorillas in the jungle. My God, it's insane. So I think that this would actually be a pretty good location. I have no idea what we're going to be doing as far as the Clop Avenger Tower goes. I don't know where that's going to be. It might be a secret. I have no idea. Either way, I still need to get a better defensible base than this. Now, the second reason that I want to move is we need to be ready for the purge. Now, the purge is something on this server, you have to have 4 clan members, which we only have 3 at the moment, and they also have to be online at the same time, and the purge meter has to be all the way up. Now, I usually live with this thing all the way up, but since it used to be only me, was never an issue, and now it's only 3 of us, it's still never an issue. But this thing will not cut it during a purge, because it's all a whole bunch of mathematical stuff and extra damage rates, and depending on where you are, a whole bunch of extra things that happen in waves, and oh, it's very complicated. I can't wait to try it out, but I do not want to try it out in this little shack. I've also been farming my butt off. As you can see here, there's a ton of thralls. Some of these I've gotten on my own. Some of these were gifted to me from Haven Eye, like this guy right here. Larn Steeltoe, thank you very much, Haven. This guy is amazing. He gives me all exceptional items of this. This, I believe, is the dog armor, but I don't actually have that learned. Now, I would assume that this stuff is good for the desert, but I don't know because it's not unlocked yet. So maybe one of these days I'll be able to go find this, be able to craft this. So much stuff. I also could go ahead and learn the exceptional heavy tacit. That's something that would be super helpful. This heavy armor right here. And then we also have the extra stuff. I don't think this leather apron is really going to do much of anything, to be entirely honest with you. I think that's more of a cosmetic type deal. But I've been gathering a whole bunch. I'm working on getting 2 chests of everything. Maybe a complete chest of iron, complete chest of steel, complete chest of hardened steel, complete chest of bricks, complete chest of hardened bricks. It's been a lot of farming. A complete chest of steel fire. Yeah, it's been a lot of work. A lot of grinding, but that pumped me up all the way up to level 60. Now, part of the reason, hey, there's the purge meter, it's all the way up. Holy crap. That's crazy. Well, something that I went ahead and did, I went ahead and once I hit level 60, I re-rolled by doing a Lotus Potion. So all my attributes completely wiped, which has been good for me. And here's the reason. My encumbrance is all the way up. Tier 5 momentum, when over encumbered, you can move at full speed. That's amazing, but also with the armor that I'm wearing, I get +4 encumbrance, so technically I didn't have to pump as many points into this as what I needed to. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I went a little overkill because I wasn't wearing this armor at the time. Yeah, so that's kind of where we're at there. I went ahead and got rid of accuracy. I'm not sure if that's the smartest move, but I did it just to try and test it out. Vitality, this is where my war paint comes in. The vitality gives me, or the war paint gives me 3 additional vitality points. This particular one does. So it was able to push me over into tier 3 vitality, which gives me passive health regen. That's super important no matter what I'm doing. So I feel like that's good. Survival, obviously, tier 1. I don't have to cook anything. I can eat on the fly. Helps me out quite a bit. I'm not sure. Matter of fact, I know that this isn't the best thing for wartime, but I could always just take a Lotus Potion, super cheap to make. I'll probably make a whole bunch of those, carry them around with me, and then change some of the stuff in and out, depending on the situation. But that also means I probably need to gather a whole bunch of different war paints, just in case, and then apparently there's something that I have to use to take this off, or I just die. I'm not even really sure. I think it was right here. Slotting fluid? Yeah. A mixture for removing war paints. Okay, so that's 3 glowing essence and water-filled glass. That's not bad at all, actually. That's really not that bad. So basically, this whole thing is going to be destroyed. It's going to be destroyed. I'm probably going to move up there. I'll probably scout the area a little bit further. Maybe go on this island, see if there's any flat spots. Matter of fact, let's just go ahead and run up here and show you guys what I'm talking about. If I could climb up these stairs, that would be amazing. There we go. Here we go. One entrance in. We could always climb, but we could also put some crenulated walls or something like that around the edges. That wouldn't be too bad. But here's my main reason why I like it. It's up high, and it would be kind of difficult for somebody to use a trebuchet and hit the building effectively, I think. Well, maybe not. Maybe they could build right there, but I don't know if this is going to be a super defensible location, but I think it's at the very least going to give me more room than what I was at before. And I'm surrounded by resources that I've been surrounded by this whole time. I think that's the most important thing. There's some flat areas, there's some not so flat areas, but I could always work that into the build and make it pretty cool. Maybe have like workshops down below, maybe have some towers, maybe have a whole bunch of stuff. I'm not really sure. Either way, I think it's going to be a relatively good design. So I went ahead and brought some sandstone foundations with me. Just a few. I really need to make a whole lot more if I want this thing to be my base. But I think it's going to be able to give me a good option to kind of set up like a little bit of a outline, see if this is a place that I want to actually build in. I'm not really sure. Let's go ahead and start sicking some of these down. It really wouldn't be that bad though. Honestly, whoa, something's over there attacking. That's crazy. Okay, well, something else that I really need to do is once I build this workshop up here, I really want to go ahead and start learning some of these. I think they're called master things, right? Master. I think? No? Improved? Maybe it's improved? I know it's something advanced. Okay, here we go. Improved Armorer's Bench. Improved Blacksmith Bench. Improved Firebolt Cauldron, Furnace, and a Tannery. I need to replace all these things. I'm not sure exactly what they do, but I would assume that they actually give me more slots. So I feel like that's something we should really do just to increase our productivity so we can be ready for the Clopavinger Tower, so we can be ready for war, so we can be ready for a lot of different things. So let me go ahead and start placing a couple foundations up here, see if this is something that I can work with. If not, I'll have to find another area, or at the very least just destroy what I have down here and make some advancements. Probably just expand the base as a whole and make it a little bit better. I don't know though, we'll see. I kind of want this thing to be a little bit hidden, but not super hidden. Maybe we can just incorporate what we have down there as well. That would be kind of cool, have an elevator that goes down. Ooh, I'm getting excited about this already. That's looking pretty good. Oh, I'm gonna like this. I know I'm gonna like this. I've been playing with this for quite some time, to be honest with you, and I think I finally figured out something that I can live with. So I've got an idea of having like a main base right here. And then I want to have a storage tower this way, and then a defensive tower that way, and I can always add some more over here, maybe do like a little bit of a garden, maybe have a map room eventually, maybe have all sorts of stuff, but I think that this is going to be a relatively good defensive location, plus a nice little addition to the rest of my new home. I think it's really going to work out quite well. So what I want to go ahead and do is I want to start putting up some walls, start putting up some just normal basic things so I can start making the transition this direction. I feel like I'm probably going to just go ahead and abandon this building down here. I'll tear it all down, take all the resources, move it up here, just because I feel like it's going to be the best thing for me. Now, what I could always do is I could always just run down and around and go get that, but I might just put a elevator here for the time being, just so I can get down to the iron a little bit easier. I mean, it's not really that much further, but I think that's probably going to be the best thing to do. Maybe I'll even have some... Ooh, I've got some extra space in here I could do something with. Maybe have like a little bit of a balcony. Oh, that's going to be so nice. Okay, well, before I get too ahead of myself, let's go ahead and start putting up some walls. Now, obviously, I'm going to build in more than just tier 1, but for right now, I think that just for planning purposes, this is going to be my best bet. I can always go back and upgrade stuff a little bit easier. Later on, I'll have to, since these are stacked up too high, I'm going to have to remove the top layer, then go down, then start replacing with tier 2, just so the whole thing is tier 2. I think that's going to be my best bet. I can always do some stairs down this direction too, so that's not going to be too big of a deal. I'll have to use some of these triangular foundations, but that's okay. That we can work with that. I'm also thinking about maybe having a little bit of an entrance here. Well, of course I'm going to have an entrance here, but what I mean by that is I'll probably end up having some kind of a big gate, and then having these two pieces jut out just a little bit, maybe even turn these into towers. I think that could look pretty cool. Just extend out a little bit further, take some towers up on both sides. That's going to look pretty dadgum cool. Maybe even having maybe I could even have some kind of a walkway over here, over this natural pathway, possibly? I don't know. I'm getting way ahead of myself. I don't need to get too much done because, well, I'm sure I'm going to come up with something that's going to change the face of all of this. I've also thought about possibly doing, instead of having just like a normal bridgeway here, maybe doing 2 or 3 floors up and then having a walkway over to the storage room. I think that would look pretty cool. That way this main floor area could just be nice and neat, nothing too crazy on the inside, and then have some stairs that go up with the workbenches all the way around up top, and then go over into the storage room. I think that's going to end up looking pretty cool. So, that being said, let's go ahead and just start placing all of these walls down just to get a little bit of a shape, to see how this is going to look. If I need to make some modifications, I can definitely do so. Maybe even back here, do a little bit of tweaks later on. That's not going to be horrible to have to do that. Okay, I guess, can I place one in here? Oh, dadgum. Okay, well, I might have to go ahead and place a foundation here. Can I do that? I would have to place it on top of this one and then over like that. Is that horrible? I mean, I guess if I coat I guess I could do the same thing over here and then just coat all of this with fence foundations. That way it would all look the same. It would actually add some structural integrity to the build. So that wouldn't be horrible. It takes up a little bit of the space, but maybe this is where I'll have some stairs. Yeah, that's probably what I'll end up doing. So I'll just go ahead and place these like that. And then if we stick some towers on top of this, we can definitely do so. Relatively easy, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's not half bad. Okay, so let's just keep going around here with these walls. Like so. Okay. And then we'll get a couple of these stories up. Maybe do a little bit of some basic stuff. Oh, dadgum. Maybe do some little bit of basic ceiling pieces, things like that. Oh, yeah, this is going to look really good. Now, the thing is, if you're unfamiliar with this, the game does not allow you to build gates with tier 1. So I'm going to have to place a gate with tier 2, which means I'm going to go ahead and have to figure out the rest of this layout before I actually put a gate up. That's okay. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's definitely going to be a little bit of more tediousness to this. I could have built this whole thing in tier 2, but the amount of resources that I've wasted, I'm really, really glad that I just stuck with tier 1, just because it's just not going to cut it doing it any other way. Okay, that's going to look pretty good. All right, well, let me go ahead and put up a couple more layers of this, a couple more stories up, and I'll be right back. There we have it. Well, kind of, sort of. It's not even remotely close to being finished, but at least we have a little bit of a better idea as to how this is going to look. Now, I still am thinking about probably doing some towers in the front. I think that's going to look the best as far as defenses go, and then I don't want it to be like this giant box, which I know it really looks like that right now. I'm going to be adding some extra details and things on the outside just to make it look a little bit better, but also add some functionality to it. Probably having some balconies on the either side to where there can be some archers over there, maybe some cauldrons in the front, just in case the purge comes. Who knows? Maybe eventually we'll just wall this whole area off, but I doubt it. I don't really like the look of that. Sometimes it works for applications and things, but for this case, I don't think that it really needs to be that way. I am excited, though, however, for this tower, because I really think that it's going to look very, very nice having some kind of a bridge over here into this main area. It's going to be very secure. It's going to be very hard for somebody to climb all the way up into here, and especially to bust this thing open. I just feel like there's no way a trebuchet, even if placed down there, is going to be able to hit the inside of this tower where the good stuff's going to be. So, that being said, I'm pretty sure, I mean, it's about time for us to go ahead and start playing around with the Tier 2 stuff. At the very least, I want to do Tier 2 Foundation, just to make sure that things are set in place, and at least the very front of this thing needs to be Tier 2, so I can actually have a gate. If I don't have a gate, it's basically going to look like sandstone, and then have this tiny door right in the middle. Now, will that work? Yeah, it'll work. I'll probably go ahead and do that now, just so it'll be placed there before I have to go and do some extremely strenuous things. But, well, you know what? Let's just go ahead and check it out. See what the door is going to look like if it's just a single door. This is probably going to look like absolute garbage, but hey, you never know. At least we could always add some stuff in the front. Maybe make it a little bit nicer. These are pretty much expendable, so might as well go ahead and make those as well. Stick that like that. Do we have any extra roof pieces? I think we do. Oh, this is going to look so stupid. Outer face like that. This is going to be terrible. Okay, we'll do it like that. And, of course, I haven't added any windows or anything just because it's not... Oh, dang it. That's the first misplaced thing. Well, the second misplaced thing. But honestly, that's not half bad. I mean, it looks terrible, right? But to only misplace one thing, it's really not horrible. So let's go ahead and get rid of this. There we go. And then we'll have to hop down. Like that. And then I guess we could technically just take these pieces like that. Do one more. Do I have enough for one more? I sure hope so. We can cancel that. Oh, we do. Perfect. And then I could do something like that. And then I guess I don't really know what would be the best for this front little section. Would it be better? Oh, gosh. Regardless of the front. Oh, my gosh. I don't know if I like that. Is there any way we can tie this in with the pointy part? If I have to get rid of the pointy part, we can definitely do that, but that's why I'm doing all this in Tier 1, because I feel like if I tried to do this with Tier 2, that would just be such a waste of materials. I guess I could extend this all the way forward, I just don't know how it's going to tie into this little section over here. Is that going to look like garbage? Should I add one more structure in the front? Could I do that? I guess I could. Would there be room in here? Let me see. Yeah, there should be. I guess I could do a staircase on either side up here. Basically, we would just go up and then around and have this whole little section have 2 stories, which if I did that, what I would probably end up doing is putting ceilings at the second height all the way in here, maybe having a nice little cutout in the middle, possibly, so we can kind of look down from the workstations, down at the main little floor area, maybe have some dancers, maybe have some tables and chairs, maybe even have the shrine. The shrine wouldn't be a bad place to put in here. Well, I guess, maybe. I don't know. There's so many decisions to make. Trying to be creative, trying to make it look a little bit better than the run-of-the-mill, normal L-shaped crap shack down below. But, you know, I think I did a relatively good job with that. Got some flags up, got some nice little planter stuff up, got a nice little campfire circle. I guess I could have put some benches down there. That would have worked. But yeah, this is coming along. It's very tedious, but hey, I'm not complaining by any means because I'm loving the way that this works. I love building in this game. It's so much fun. All right, is there anything else we could do? You know what? I kind of want to try this in the front. Do I have any sticks before I climb all the way up there? I do, but I don't have enough plant fiber. So let's go ahead and grab a little bit more plant fiber. That way we can play around with the roofs a little bit. I think it's going to look better regardless with the big gate right here. That's going to be good. We'll do a window in the centerpiece right there. And then if we have this as circular towers, I think that's going to be pretty good. It's going to look better than it does right now for sure, because this whole middle section will just be completely different. I'll probably add some pillars, add some extra little pockets and sockets and all sorts of other junk on the outside, having the bridge over to the tower. I think it's going to make it look pretty dadgum good. And I think that's going to be plenty of space for us. Well, I say that right now. I know the map room is huge. I don't even know if I could put a map room in here or if I would have to extend it back this way, over to this other side of the island, or I guess the upper side of the cliff, and then maybe do a map room back there. I don't want to be too big. I don't need a ton of space, but I do need more space than I have right now. Maybe even I could do the map room in the middle of this thing. Oh, gosh. Hopefully. I might have to raise every single one of these up so it would actually work. That wouldn't be horrible. And it's not connected to anything, so I wouldn't have to tear this whole thing down again. I'd just raise it up one more, which means I would raise all of that up one more, which means I would have a little bit more room, place the map room, and then the materials. That might look really, really nice. Oh, I am so excited for this. But anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and call this the end of the episode. I know I didn't get a whole bunch done. Well, I guess I technically did get a whole bunch done, but it doesn't look the greatest, and I know it doesn't look the greatest. That's okay, though. That's totally okay. Anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.